Fellow Minnesotans, on January 7th, 2026, our community was shaken when 37-year-old Renee Nicole Good was fatally shot by an Immigration and Customs Enforcement ICE agent in South Minneapolis. Ms. Good, a mother, poet, and neighbor, was killed during a federal enforcement operation that has sparked profound debate, grief, and calls for accountability. The official federal narrative describes this as a self-defense shooting, asserting that the agent believed his life was in danger from a vehicle threat. Minnesota leaders, independent observers, and multiple video sources, however, dispute that characterization and have raised serious questions about the actions of the federal agent involved. Several critical points are now widely reported and uncontested. Ms. Good was a U.S. citizen, legally present in Minneapolis when she was shot. Multiple eyewitness accounts and video footage show federal enforcement agents approaching her vehicle, issuing verbal commands, and at least one agent moving into the path of her car before shots were fired. Local leaders, and including Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey and Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, have publicly rejected the federal self-defense narrative after reviewing available footage. StatePeople.com from the Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension were initially part of the investigation but have since been restricted from full access to evidence by federal authorities, hampering independent state review. None of these facts are in dispute. Ms. Good is dead, and a federal agent fired the shots that killed her. As Minnesotans, we have every right and responsibility to understand whether that use of force was lawful, justified, and consistent with both federal and state law enforcement standards. This is not a question of opinion, but of legal accountability. Why this matters to every Minnesotan. Minnesota has a proud tradition of upholding the rule of law, including holding those who violate it accountable, regardless of their title or rank. This is not only a matter for federal authorities. The state has a clear interest in ensuring that the death of one of our citizens is thoroughly and transparently reviewed, the rule of law is applied equally, and no one is above accountability, including federal agents operating within our borders. We have already seen significant pushback against attempts to limit or restrict local investigation. Public officials, including the Minneapolis Mayor and Minnesota Attorney General Keith Ellison, have called for transparency and independent review. What I am asking every Minnesotan who believes in justice, accountability, and equal protection under the law to consider this. Our Attorney General, the chief legal officer of the state, has the authority, duty, and public trust to ensure that a criminal review takes place, including whether probable cause exists for state homicide charges under Minnesota law. This includes a thorough review of the circumstances leading up to Ms. Good's death, examination of video evidence from all available angles, evaluation of the agent's conduct and decisions at the scene, and an impartial determination of whether state criminal charges, including murder or other applicable homicide offenses, are supported by probable cause. Why public pressure matters. In a case with profound federal involvement, overlapping jurisdictions, and competing narratives, public awareness and pressure matter. The people of Minnesota must be fully informed about what happened, what laws may have been broken, and what justice looks like for the family of a woman who lost her life under circumstances that many find deeply troubling. Justice should not be deferred because of titles, badges, or intergovernmental complexity. If probable cause exists, it must be pursued, not merely announced behind closed doors, but with transparency, integrity, and accountability to the residents of this state. In closing, Renee Good was a Minnesotan. Her death occurred here. The questions about what happened here affect every Minnesotan's confidence in the fairness and impartiality of our justice system. We owe her and each other a full, transparent, and unbiased review. We owe nothing less than the truth. Sincerely, Daniel Stars.